Francisco Sagasti Purple Party Supreme Court of the Republic President José Luis Lacaros Cornejote. 2021 Peruvian general election was held on the 11th of April 2021. The presidential election will determine the president. The vice presidents and the congressional elections will determine the composition of the Congress of Peru. All 130 seats of the unicameral Congress will be contested. 18 candidates officially participated in the presidential election, the highest number of candidates since the 2006 Peruvian general election. The president is elected using the two-round system. The first round voting was held on April 11 and allows eligible voters to vote for any viable presidential candidate. The top two candidates who receive a plurality of the vote proceed to the runoff election, which will take place 2 months later. In early June, the winner of the runoff election and the presidential election is the candidate who receives a plurality of the popular vote. However, if in the first round the candidate who is in the first place already gets more than 50% of the popular vote, that candidate will automatically win the election and a runoff election will no longer be needed. The 130 members of Congress are elected in 27 multi-member constituencies using open list proportional representation. To enter Congress, parties must either cross the 5% electoral threshold at the national level or win at least 7 seats in one constituency. Seats are allocated using the Daunt method. President Martin Vizcarra initially presented legislation that would set the conditions for a snap election in 2020. If successful, Vizcarra would not be eligible for re-election. The 2020 proposed Peruvian general election would be held on the 11th of April 2020 to elect a new president of the Republic of Peru, along with 130 congressmen of the Congress of Peru. It was eventually decided to be held on the 26th of January 2020. Opposition lawmakers condemned Vizcarra's proposal. Defending the practice of 5-year terms, this constitutional reform was rejected. The 2021 Peruvian general election were held on the 11th of April 2021 to elect the President of the Republic of Peru, 2 vice presidents of the same party, 130 congressmen of the Congress of Peru and 5 Andean parliamentarians for a 5-year term from 2021 to 2026. The President and Vice Presidents of the Republic are elected by direct suffrage and in a single electoral district. In the event that no presidential candidate reaches more than 50% of validly cast votes, a second electoral round will be held. On April 11, 130 congressmen were elected in 27 electoral districts, corresponding to the 24 departments. The province of Lima, the constitutional province of Callao, and residents living abroad. The procedure of the distribution figure with optional double preferential vote was used. The elected congressman will be sworn in and assume office no later than the 27th of July 2021. The constitutional president of the Republic and his elected vice presidents will do so on the 28th of July 2021. Corruption in Peru has been pervasive and was recently brought to attention during the Odebrecht scandal, which involved Odebrecht paying politicians to receive contracts for public works projects. BBC News wrote in 2019 that Peru is perhaps where has caused the most severe crisis, and that the scandal has discredited virtually the entire political elite of the country, as all major parties and players have been implicated. The Odebrecht scandal led to several incidents in Peruvian politics. The suicide of former President Alan Garcia, the order for the arrest of former President Alejandro Toledo, as well as the first impeachment process against Pedro Pablo Kuczynski and later his resignation from the presidency. 2 candidates in the 2021 elections, Keiko Fujimori and Julio Guzman, were also under investigation regarding alleged bribes from Odebrecht during their earlier electoral campaigns. Kuczynski's successor Martin Vizcarra reacted to the Odebrecht scandal with multiple anti-corruption initiatives, though Vizcarra was controversially removed from office for his own alleged involvement in corruption and was replaced with President of Congress Manuel Merino. Vizcarra's removal was very unfavorable with Peruvians and resulted with the 2020 Peruvian protests. Merino would be president for only 5 days and would later be replaced by Francisco Sagasti. Following a vote from Congress, George Forsyth, the initial frontrunner in the campaign, benefited from his celebrity fame and not being involved with the traditional political parties. Being investigated for corruption. Forsyth promoted anti-corruption while campaigning and suggested amending the constitution to declare corruption a crime against humanity. However, many of his proposed policies were vague and not detailed. Veronica Mendoza has also embraced policies against corruption, primarily calling our entirely new constitution instead of amendments, stating, "Our current